I'm a king, coming from the ghetto. I'm on fire.
Couldn't find a word that I like, but I came across Khofhi, which is Kofi. And the name originates in Ghana. And in Ghana, it's given to boys who did my first acoustic song, which was When the Rain is Pouring, which is a love song. And after that, I never looked back, man. I started playing more guitar, and we formed a band called the Free Spirits.
That no one owes you shit.
So you have to deal with yourself in order for the other person to see the reflection. I asked them to wait back in. Man, nansi kasi ngena apha, but I decided to go
Took the load.
the longs because I didn't want them to see where I go in. And then I quickly grabbed my stuff, and then I went again to that long route to come back. So that's how tense I used to hide where I live.
Do you think you're genuine friends? The reason why I'm asking this was because you couldn't be genuine yourself in front of them.
Yeah.
So do you think that those were just your genuine friends, or it was just a stage in your life?
Because to add on that, I feel like if you have genuine friends or like real ass niggas, you don't feel the need to hide your situation.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We get to a point where you find like, oh, these niggas are going to judge me, then I feel some type of way because of where I come from.
Honestly, my G, it's like at that time there was too much pressure, bro. And as teenagers, I got a lot of pressure, bro. And besides, I'm a cheater. And of course, I'm a cheater, like though in a standard, well raised, young and away, they can afford. Even the first time I saw the computer and the internet, essentially, it was a library.
Yeah.
The damn, selling man, but it's bad PS3, going in the cred, and then no more. The standard it was upon, but it was like, even the girls that used to pull up, yeah, understand at that time, they were like, from almost country, as long as it's can, like, what away. And then also they could pressure in, is this niggas or bullshit. I'm a sweet at that time. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm a sweet. I see speed dance. I was laughing in. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that's trouble as a bachana. I don't know. Until we raised the bar high, I remember we did in Street Bash. Episode. Yeah, we did a Street Bash. Quite bad. It was packed. The news went on all the schools. Yeah, I understand. And then what happened is that we got viral, dog. You understand? Yeah, we got really viral. Like, everywhere I went, I was like, I'm out of those niggas. And like, yeah, nigga pressure nyanda, we honestly are in terms of doing as in those visa. And also at some point, and I would have feel that the thing is at least look. It's been years. I remember buying a counterfeit Cabela. But honestly, to tell you the truth, some of the niggas, if they watch it now, they only gonna get it now. At that time, they thought, honestly, what changed me also from that thing is when, I think 2013, bought my first original Cabela 1.6 cash. Do you know that in Banjala December talk and take it away?
Oh,
Okay.
Like I couldn't see the I was like, yeah, and I'm back. And I was like, nah, illusion. Or what if I'm not in a cover? What's gonna happen? So I have to keep up with this thing at some point.
they love with the image.
Until when, dog, I understand. So that's where I like, man, let me change the way I roll, you understand? And I started like appreciating everything and I understand that made a difference between me and the other world that I used to live, you understand? Yeah.
So now, just to go back to a question, this also fits into this. because now this is a stage you passed in your life, but you passed, you saw that, okay, we were all cool up basically, just me growing up. Now, just to go back to the question of you giving advice, and I understand you said that, well, you're not good with giving advice, but with some of your experience, and then, what are the things you could tell, like, abantu abaza emva kwakho, who are disadvantaged, who also feel the pressure of, oh shit, my friends are doing this, and I know I can't do it as well, but I'm gonna make ends meet and try to do what they are doing. What is the one thing you could tell these guys? But yo, we understand the situation and your friends are in the situation, but if they, well, instead of doing this in the soon, what are the things you could tell them? Talk no Twitter, my please. Make sure you focus on your intellectual property more than your physical property. Make sure you focus on your intellectual property more than your physical property. Because dog, like vanity, at some point, because I was having this conversation with my friend from Switzerland, I brought him in my area. He wanted to see, yeah, but he's a journalist. And we even went to a Stratway and we're having this conversation. I was like, bro, I don't understand, because he couldn't understand why there's still people living like this, and like there's government in this country, and like there's a Cape Town CBD whereby it's like a bubble whereby rich people live there, and then he was amazed that, you know, in order for a CBD to be alive, it's because of the same people who are in here, the security guards, the retail workers, restaurants, hotels, because I teach them, I show them, actually, not to teach them, but show them that CBD, people are there in the CBD, they don't live there, they go there to work. So majority of the people live in the southern suburbs, northern suburbs, and the Cape Flats, which is consist of the townships. So around 4 p.m. till later in the evening, people are going to trains, taxis, and buses. And whenever we stand at Grand Parade, they see buses going up and they see them that they filled up to capacity. And like, does this thing happen every day? I'm like, yeah, it happens every day. Like, people go and then come back. So when I'm having this conversation, like, the way that rich people or privileged people, they don't appreciate other human beings. So on a very, very, very basic scale, whereby you understand that the phone that you have right now that's conveniencing your life, there's people who did this phone. You get all that? And there's someone who picked up this cotton, this thing that you're wearing right now. You get what I mean? The fact that you can speak English today, there's someone who taught you English. You get what I mean? There's someone who built this house. The couch that we're sitting in right now, you get what I mean? So every single aspect of your life, it's someone's doing. You understand? And I don't understand why people don't appreciate those smallest things. You get what I mean? So I'm like, without those things, you as a rich person or the person of privilege, you are nothing. You get what I mean? You are nothing. You have nothing. So, lending a by well-known artist, been a bling bling, been a moto, been a don. If I'm now and then you'll still be nothing. Yeah. Beast, I believe you had a question that because and then.
Yeah, I want to also ask you about your street performing. You know how I can imagine the pressure that comes with street performing, because you know when you have your streaming platforms, you have your online audience, you have your fans that really supporting you. You know what you're reaching out to. When it comes to street performing, there's a bunch of completely random people who had no idea who Khofhi was 2 seconds before they heard you play. Now, what are the kind of pressures that came with street performing? What are kind of qualities you need to be a good street performer? You know, what have you learned from street performing? What is it done to you? What have you gained from street performing?
Yeah.
That shit ain't easy. Like, that shit ain't easy, bro. Sure.
honestly, the same reason why I say I can't advise people is because in order to be able to do these things, you have to dig deep. You have to dig. It's in you, not immune to. No one can tell you what to do, dog. Yeah, I understand. And no one can tell you that now you need to sacrifice certain things. You get what I mean? So I've rolled with niggas that now they don't do music, they don't do filming, they don't do whatever I still do because they couldn't sacrifice the smallest things. No. You get what I mean? So when you are there, you sacrifice the dignity, you sacrifice, like, you get undermined, dog. You get what I mean? Because sister, yeah, it feels like you're begging at the same time, you understand? And two of the most horrible things that I grasped, partner, first, colored people. I love you. I love you, my people. I guess a brasa from the cops at me. But yo, company's garden, dog. Whenever colored people came, dog. Not all of them, but majority, and even the guys who are like coming from the hood, because there was trains at that time, so it was easy to go to town. Those who are roaming around town, or maybe just came to register in universities and stuff during the beginning of the year, people would undermine you, dog. Say shit. Cool. Yeah, I understand. I can understand a little bit of Afrikaans. Yeah, they would say shit, dog, about you and undermine you. But I had one thing inside that I know that one day I'll be out of that thing, and I'll be out in a good way, in a way that I'll be somewhere better than that. You get what I mean? And the second one, I love you, Chinese people. I love you. You're not you. But in companies' gardens, like, there's buses that would come in companies' garden. They stand next to Isigo Museum, drop off Chinese people.
The tourists.
They're the most people that used to visit companies' gardens before COVID. Dog, take out their phones, on them. Taking videos. So you like, the least you can do, man, is to donate something. They're taking videos. I don't know what you're gonna use them. At least you didn't even ask for consent. I don't need you to ask for consent because I'm busy. And then I can't stop and say, hey, we're not. Yeah, I understand. But the least you can do, like,
Recognize.
can you support me? Yeah, I understand. At least I've been here the whole day. I don't know what I'm gonna eat later on. So at least, man, something, nothing at all, nothing. Like, whenever they even came, like at the later stage, when you start to understand them, like, you're annoyed already. Might as well stop playing. Yeah, I understand, and wait for them to pass. Get what I mean? But now I have a better experience with Chinese. Yeah, but in street music, yeah, it was tough, dog. It was really tough. But yeah, it molded me, and I'm grateful for street music, because another thing that helped me a lot with street music, companies garden, is projecting. A lot of artists, they don't know how to project. Yeah. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's sad when you let's say you're an event organizer, you're a host, you put on an artist, and then we have a problem with the sound, or there's no problem at all, and then the artist is singing to themselves.
Let's see. They're not performing, they're just singing.
You get what I mean? It's like, you can't hear nothing, you're at the back. Probably the song is good, but you heard nothing. You get what I mean? Or else, our national problem right now, boom, load shedding. I went now, improvisation. There's not guys who play instruments on spot. You're a rapper, and now you are required to perform style. And then you can't project. The drums are overpowering you. No one can hear you. You get what I mean? So that helped me a lot to be able to project.
That is a perfect thing for my next question. Realizing those stuff, what are the qualities you looked at and realized that, damn, I saw this thing. I'll be able to use this thing further in a career and as an artist. What are the qualities you looked at and realized that I'm able to use these type of stuff? Or these are the type of qualities that would help me grow as an artist? Like you just said, like
Sacrifice.
in the sense of there's sacrifice. They are at, like you just said, a rapper is performing and there's load shedding. They don't have the sense of quality of adaptation, being adapted. Like those type of qualities. So what would you say, what are the type of qualities you gain from being a street performer?
Yo, okay. First of all, this one is a major one. This one, it gives you a pedestal. It gives you enough advantage in what you're doing. Professionalism. Yo, dog. Yo, you're busking. Here comes this prominent person.
Yo, bro, I love your music. I'm in a rush. Can I have your card?
So, and they're like, no, it's opportunities here, but you don't have a business card.
Wait. Always be ready.
You get what I mean? Like, be professional, and I've understood that professionalism goes a long way, dog. It goes a long way. It means you have to be punctual. It means you have to be committed. And it means that you have to be a team worker. You get what I mean? I run a media company, and it's not easy. I have two other directors in the companies. We own the company together. It's not easy, dog. You just have to know how to handle things professionally so that everyone can be confident enough that this thing is going forward. You get what I mean? And also some of the things that I got from there is like, never doubt yourself.
Oh, okay.
Never doubt yourself. It's like passing around the venues after busking, passing around venue, like, this is like very expensive. I don't see myself here. But like through busking, dog, I've went to all the fucking restaurants in town. Even the most expensive ones, the ones that you have to book 2 weeks. They called me, dog. They're like, hey, we need you to come and entertain these people. You know what I mean? So it's like taking the work serious and also understanding that you have value, dog. You get what I mean? And a lot of executives and like music directors, they like to take advantage of people who are still up and coming. Like,
That's a big thing.
yeah, dog, and they're like, Warner, I'm booking you, dog, I don't have a budget, but I can organize your transport back home, and I'll have food and drinks for you. That's dog. So if you don't know your value and you aus Timbanga, then yeah, this is a one thing, man. You just have to make sure that you know your value. Yeah.
So now, my question is, through this whole experience that you've had, what is the most discouraging thing someone has ever said to you?
Well, that's a good one. That's a good. You have to dig deep for that one, because I can imagine the amount of negative criticism you get as an artist.
You know that there's stuff where, and there's regular criticism where someone tells you, like for an instance, let's say this podcast, and say, yo, the lighting wasn't perfect. But it's regular criticism.
Yeah.
But there are people who are, you see where, this is something someone says, and on your way home, you're still thinking of this. You're like, shit, this hit the spot. I didn't take this easy, but you played it off.
Yo, discouraged? No. No, dog. There's a lot that has been said about me, or even to me directly, as I've told you, colored people. But that makes me stronger, dog. I look at you, and then I'm like, what if this person is going through a lot themselves? They just who am I to take that thing that comes from a dark place
You get what I mean? Unless it's constructive. You can hear something that is constructive and you can hear something that is like, this person is trying to demote you. You get what I mean? So if you take everything that you get from people, then you are going nowhere, my brother. And also, I've always said this thing to people, and it's very funny that most of the people are into social media very much that they don't understand. Sometimes you get a post that comes from a 13-year-old, and then you take it personal. How old are you, man? You've been through a lot in life, but you take that shit and you make it balls. You get what I mean? So you just have to be careful. Where do you get your wisdom? I have more older friends than younger friends. And people would think I'm very old. I'm very young. And really, honestly, dog, even my international friends, they all older than me. There's no one who's the same age as I. You get what I mean? So you have to be careful where you get your wisdom.
Yeah.
And I now, even like, if we're talking about present, nothing can demote me now, dog. Nothing, dog. There's a lot that has happened, dog. You hear what I mean? And I've been in situations where I'm almost killed and almost kidnapped, dog. I've been through like more shit. What? So I've been in situations where I'm almost kidnapped, dog. So I've seen things. So for me to get demoted by small stuff, nah. Dog, there's someone who even broke to my house back in 2014, and he was recording in my studio, dog. And that guy had a nerve to tell my other goons in my other area that he took my piece because he didn't want to record him. What? You get what I mean? And he little did he know that I have people in right places at the right time. So we taught him a lesson.
So now we're on our last question. I remember we actually looked back at your YouTube channel and we saw that there is a short film you did called One Night Stand. What was interesting? We're both promoting your music and you're doing your acting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So now was the short film a description of how you created the song? Or was it just you testing out your acting skills?
I've always been an actor, so
Good.
so yeah. My clients just underground. So most of the projects I've done, they international. So it was the song. So what happens is that I'm performing at the University of Cape Town TV in Baxter, killing this song, One Night Stand. Boom. I'm approached by friends of the guys that brought me into the show. And they're like, hey man, we want to shoot a short film for that song. Oh, you love that song. It is so amazing. Because like every time when I'm about to perform, I explain my craft. I don't just perform. I give you a context on how the song came. You get what I mean? So just to give you a One Night Stand is not what you think. So what happens is that 2016, we're basking in companies, Ghanaians, Yonelisa and the other gents who were part of the Free Spirits. And we're like, it's been a while, man. We've been here and we have international friends now, more especially from Germany, and get invited to house parties, to gatherings, barbecue, and we chill in mansions, hotels. And we're like, why don't we take some of our friends to where we live, man, so that they also can get a context and understand where we come from, so that when we have conversations, we don't say something that will easily offend me, or something that will show that you are less equipped with knowledge that is from the hood. You get what I mean? So I remember we had friends, one from the UK, one from Germany, and one from Zimbabwe, and a couple of friends who are locals. We took a train, dog. Took a train from town. There were still trains going to the hood. Dropped off. Actually, as soon as we got into the trains, people know us. We play guitars and just encourage labak horns and get cool. Seven cool. Everyone was just amazed. I'm like, oh, these niggas and taking white people. We've a train with a whole that drop off, and we started walking from 109 to a Barcelona, which is a long walk in a 112 to get to a Barcelona. Along the way, dog, they're getting greetings, they're getting love. Got to the hood, getting too much love. You get what I mean? Like, too much love, because like the tabloids, traveling agencies, they always tell them not to go to the hood. Yeah. Never go to the hood. You get what I mean? I know, but there's no one is safe, dog.
Yeah.
No way is safe. That's a lie saying that you are safe. If it's not people who are gonna terrorize you, it's the weather, it's the nature. Anything can put you in a place whereby you are vulnerable. Really, get what I mean? So the impression that they got to the township is so incredible, that they fell in love, not with the houses or like the streets or the hygiene or whatever, but the culture and the love and the people, the community. You get what I mean? In a way that they wanted to stay more, but they couldn't stay more. So that feeling for me resembled the feeling of a one-night stand, whereby you meet with this random person and you want to experience more of this person, but nah, dog, not happen. It's just yeah, I understand. And I had to make it that way because I wanted the song to be a little bit spicy, so that it can more penetrate the market. And I'm so grateful to the second year film students of CPUT of 2018 that created that short film. So now it's very easy for me to explain the song, because you can easily go and watch it and get the context. Yeah, I understand. And it kind of also highlights my life in Company's Garden. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Okay, so in closing, we know you're an artist, you're into acting, you're into music, you're a producer. Wanted to, where can you find you? Where can you find your content? What are your socials? Shout out your socials. Where can we find you? What can we find there? Just in closing.
Easy on all social media platforms. Khofhi TheKing, Instagram, Khofhi_TheKing7. It's KHOFHI. The King is one word. And I'm available on all digital platforms: Spotify, Maple, Tidal, Deezer. It's Khofhi TheKing. Check out my music, international music.
Show love. Shout out to
It's Khofhi TheKing. And also check out my media company, the Kasi Mayhem. Our media company, actually, it's for young people by young people, man. Kasi Mayhem TV, man. We got this.
Wanna name drop the people in your company?
Shout out to Ulisa Rondo, who's the director of the company, one of the founders. And she's a sound operator, and she's the voiceover artist at Kasi Mayhem TV. And she's the caterer. And shout out to Babaro T1, who's also a co-founder of Kasi Mayhem TV. And she's the DOP. You guys know a DOP, right?
Tell us. We don't know. Tell us.
Director of photography. Yeah, she deals with everything behind the camera, man. She's so amazing. And she's the brains to like also finances and accounting of the company. And shout out to Ikeja, our sponsors. Shout out to Ikeja Wi-Fi, man. Make sure you get yourself an Ikeja. Check them out on www.ikeja.co.za to check out if tonavale Kasia, but it's only 350 rands. Shout out to my logistics guy, Okushe Mosiwa. That guy is dope. He's the anchor of the company, man. He makes things happen. When I mean logistics, I mean logistics. And he runs a company called Ndozonke. in Delft, which is empowering women, empowering young kids. He's doing spending beans for young kids in school. He's doing classes. He's doing talks. He's an incredible guy. And shout out to Pizzo. Pizzo, the cool guy. The one and only buffet to Pizzo from Nonstop Records. He's the sound engineer of Igaz Mayhem TV when it comes to the roasting session, hip-hop cypher show. And shout out to Guns, the dope-ass Puerto Rico. That nigga is credible. He is the presenter of the roasting session. And also Mfundo Mbali. He was the presenter of the roasting session. He's now going to go on a new show, which is called It's not a new show, it's a revenge show, but we decided to have a presenter now, which is called We As Tonuba. Shout out to me, Shekamlana, who's like more of an intern. She assists now and then. Overall, everything, sound, editing, everything. Shout out to David Marshall. Yo, that guy, I get. David Marshall is the guy who's responsible for our intros. If you see incredible intros, you see drone shots. That's David Marshall, man. He's super, super, super amazing. And who else I'm forget? I don't want to forget people because I'm gonna be called out. Shout out to Rainbow Arts Organization. They offer us a studio to work on a roasting session. And yo, dog, whoever I forgot, I'm really honestly so sorry. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone, man, from Igaz Mayhem TV. And shout out to everyone who has subscribed on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe here. Make sure.
Hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe.
Make sure. Otherwise, yeah, that's us. Okay, that's us.
Once again, this television TV behind the arts. You know, you got your boy Beast out here with the auto going on there, the one and only. Don't visualize it. You are out here with the one and only Khofhi TheKing. Thank you guys for the love, thank you guys for the support. We are.
I'm a king, coming from the ghetto. I'm on fire, sizzling on Lilo. Uso, cha, uso, cha. I'm a king, coming from the ghetto. I'm on fire, sizzling on Lilo. Uso, cha, uso, cha. Mama, can you help me as I'm taking a stab? I wanna be a good kid and start to rap. Dedicate songs to till my father comes back. Rap about peace. I'm a king, coming from the ghetto. I'm on fire, sizzling on Lilo. Uso, cha, uso, cha. I'm a king, coming from the ghetto. I'm on fire, sizzling on Lilo.